Hey everyone, welcome back to Jem and Cozy. I know it's been a little while since I have last posted. There has been a lot going on in my household, so I wanted to find a good time to record everything for my monthly junk journal recap. But then the timing just wasn't working out for me. I wasn't feeling well on a lot of days. And then my dog ended up having her second TPLO surgery. So it has been a wild week. So I'm really just trying to push through, and today I had some energy to put this together. So we are finally doing our September junk journal recap, and I'm trying to find where it all started. I think it was right around here. This was the end of August. I don't think I junk journaled as much for the month of September, but I did some traveling towards the end of the month, and I brought along one of my other planner converted junk journals. So I'll show you both of those. This was the first September spread that I did, but I'm going to start off with this skincare spread because it's still part of that month. I just happened to space it out a little differently. I was so excited to test out this shopping basket concept with a bunch of my skincare products. I've seen this concept floating around and I really wanted to try it for myself. So I saved all of my skincare and cosmetic products from my Japan trip from earlier this year to turn this into a little basket of my own. And initially I recorded the whole thing so that I could show you guys how I made it, but I think I lost the footage. If it comes up later, then I will definitely share it with you guys, but unfortunately this is all the footage I have of it. But I think it was pretty intuitive to make. I used colored pencils to draw out the basket, and I tried to make the middle rectangle a little bit darker so that it looks like it's deeper from an aerial view, and then this side would be higher up. And then I cut out all of the boxes. A lot of my cosmetic products had the actual product on one side and then the full logo on the other, so I got to cut and mix and match all of it here. I used some of my little star stickers and some cherry washi tape to decorate as well. If you're in the market for some Japanese skincare, here are some of my favorites. I ended up getting all 3 versions of the Biore sunblock, and I got my first sunscreen stick, and this one is peach scented, and I ended up loving it so much. It leaves like a satin finish on your skin, and it's really, really lightweight. I also got this matcha chapstick and my very first lip tint in Over Glowy. This is number 2. And these are all products I've been using since March and loving. September was a pretty chaotic month because we had a lot of home improvement projects going on. So we replaced our kitchen sink, and we also had to work on fixing up our laundry room. So this was actually a home improvement spread. I saved some painter's tape as well as some screw and nail packaging from our Home Depot runs and plastered them around here, which I thought was really fun and different. This was also that week when the Powerball was something like $1.8 billion, so I decided to buy some lottery tickets for the first time this year. Obviously, I didn't win, but I thought it would be fun to add that in here, as well as a little grocery receipt. I used my Spooky Nuggies sticker sheet to round out some of the gaps, especially because that week was kind of a tough week to eat healthy since we were on the go and our kitchen was not really functioning when we didn't have access to the sink, so we were eating a lot of fast food. My next spread was for a night market that I attended with my friends. It was a very last minute invitation and I had no idea it was happening. So we went to an around the world night market, and they actually had a free sticker promoting the event, so it worked perfectly to bring back. This was also from a local hospital that was promoting their hospital and they had the sticker too. And then I used some other random junk such as stickers and one of my old mailers that had a Disney villain stamp on it. I used all these little dried petals from my trees, the crepe myrtles in my neighborhood that are all dead now. I dried them and they turned out more purple, so it matched really well with the words and the font here. So I used a purple pen and I kind of just got it all together in this semi-purple and blue flow. I saved the tissue paper from Beto's Tacos. I think I had a burrito that week, so I like to save the tissue paper that I get whenever I eat something. This is a spread that I created after my Big Sur trip. I went to California to drive along the coast and see the mountains and the ocean, so I saved some scraps like our parking stub and some sticky notes that I took on the trip that I wrote on, as well as some hotel receipts, little things like that. I also had this gorgeous calendar full of flowers, so I cut those and put them in here as well because those months have passed, so I thought it'd be fun to use that for pops of color. This was actually a filler page. I accidentally skipped a page when I was working on this one, so I realized I had a blank set of pages. I decided to doodle on this one with some new acrylic paint markers that I got, and I added a postcard from Happy Olive Studio as well as my jack-o'-lantern cherry sticker, and used some of the calendar scraps to add some flowers in the background again. This was a pretty simple spread. This was really me testing out all the different colors of the markers, and I had a lot of fun just filling in the bats and being silly with it. And then I added some of my mini duck stickers as well. Whenever I look back at my monthly spreads, I totally get a recap of what my month was like revisiting these, because it all hits me at once as I'm going through it. So I got a new water bottle and I am in love with it. It's been helping me stay hydrated, and I decorated it with my stickers, and this was the tag that was on the box, so I saved it for here. This is a new seasonal sticky note that I got made. It says it's freaking bats, and you guys really loved it. I designed it to be a little bit darker so that people who like to use gel pens, especially these like gold and silver ones, could have some fun with that. And I added some of my own stickers. This is a sunscreen stick that I got from Japan that I absolutely love, and I thought the packaging was so pretty, so I put it in here because I couldn't find a way to make that work for this spread. I initially wanted to save this for this, but it just didn't look right and it was too big, so I decided to move it over here instead. I ordered some sun catchers recently and all of those are up, and when the manufacturer packaged them, they separated all the designs with these little sticky tabs, so I decided to put them in here as a little bit of decoration. So technically this is for next month, but I don't think that I will be able to junk journal as much next month anyway, so I may not do an October spread. Look how chunky this is. Just because that recap would be pretty short, I'm gonna show you guys my little planner that I took to California. So this is actually a 2024 planner from Miralee Patel, and I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get a planner, there are weeks when I use it really well, and then there are times where I just don't at all. So it felt really wasteful to toss this because it has so many beautiful floral illustrations on it. So I decided to convert it into a junk journal instead, and I turned this one into a casual one that I can take on the road, and started gluing some papers down over areas that I had written on so that when I was on the trip I could just write things or put stickers on top. Another quote that I saw that I really liked: your appearance will always be the least interesting thing about you. And I added some of my mini stickers. And then I basically collected some junk during the trip and jotted down some things at night at our hotel typically. So here are some snacks that I ate. This was from Marufuku Ramen for the chopstick wrapper. And this was actually the sandalwood soap packaging. You know, when you get like the little round soaps at the hotel, sometimes they're covered in like tissue paper and then it's sealed with a sticker. I saved that. I can actually still smell the soap on the paper, which is kind of nice. And then I just wrote down little things that we did. I did put some sticky notes down on pages like this because this has a bunch of calendar dates on it, so it's hard to write on. So I knew I needed something to write on top of. So I had this sticky note, my flip-off one of my stickers, some liquid IV packaging, and this manju shop that we went to in San Jose also had their information on a sticker on their packaging, so I put that there. A lot of the stuff was just me like on a whim writing little things down from the trip. This was a cleansing bar soap that I got from the next hotel we stayed at. And this style of writing and putting some junk down continued throughout the trip. It's pretty simple, but I really wanted to share this concept with you guys in case you guys have a planner like me that you wanted to upcycle. It's great for memory keeping. I stick receipts and little snacks and business cards that I found during the trip in here. And I also used the little hotel paper to write down some things. One of them gave us a s'mores kit, so I saved the packaging there. And again, a lot of food trash packaging, and I had space in here because a lot of the pages are already lined for me to write down some little thoughts from the day. This is where the trip ends. So I'm thinking the next time I'm on the road, I can take this book with me again. And I really like the setup of this planner pad because it's small and it has some room in the front for me to store some sticky notes and some stickers. So all I really need is glue, a pen, and a pair of scissors to continue with this style of junk journaling on the go. So I hope this gives you guys some fun ideas. That is it for today's video. Thanks so much for tagging along for my September junk journal recap. I am about to get ready to start assembling and packing our October Stationery Club rewards, which is a monthly subscription for stationery and art lovers. So this is a sneak peek of this month. I created this mixed media piece and I just ended up loving it so much that I knew it would be perfect for our next postcard art print. And I love that you could see all of the fun textures and colors. It has this very dreamy kind of children's book art vibe to it. So I hope that all of my members enjoy it. I'll try to update you guys about what's been going on with my dog in another video. I think I just need to prioritize some rest and take care of my dog while she's recovering, and I will give you guys updates as soon as I can. I hope you guys are having a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next time.